So next, coming to the this thing, yeah. So the next thing is the managed connections to network device must be established using secure protocol. Okay, secure protocols is nothing but your cryptographic validated modules. Okay, so that means like suppose if the telnet is there, okay, telnet is there, then that you have to log in with the you have to enable the same thing through the SSH version 2. Okay, how to do it? So we'll see that. Yeah, so these are the some of the commands. You can just check it out from here. Yeah, so these are one of the command. See here. So there is an example of the cryptograph IP SSH timeout. So that means I'm giving a timeout of 60 seconds. Okay. So and also there is something authentication retries is there. So it should be like for the only three retries. Okay. So source interface, what kind of or which interface you are using, and what is the protocol you are using, whether it is you are using a SSH protocol or SSH protocol 2. So but in my case, I'm using a SSH version 2. And what is the algorithm I'm using? I'm using SHA algorithm. Okay. So that too 96 for this MAC, and for this A is for the 128 bit. Okay. And for on which line we are giving, suppose VTY 0 to 15. That means I'm giving a VTY interface access on this particular these things. Okay. So these are the some of the default settings which you have to enable for hardening your network devices, right? So then coming to your yeah. So coming to the network devices must authenticate all network messages received from NTP servers. Okay. As I told, like there is every device in the network should be authenticated, right? Authenticated with the centralized NTP authentication. Okay. So that means like something, if any, that means like there should be proper provision of the devices should be there, since NTP is used for what we say like accurate log file timestamp information. Okay, if NTP should not be configured, then there may be a serious risk when any malicious things are happened. Okay, so always you have to keep in mind like in network device must authenticate all NTP messages. Okay, yeah. So yeah, coming to yeah the network elements must not use SSH version 1 for administrative access. Okay, as I discussed, like SSH version 1 is still prone to plain text communication. Okay, so that means like SSH version is not defined. So you should always see key SSH version 2 is enabled. Okay, so always you should see SSH version 2 is enabled, since SSH version is a protocol that has been never defined in a standards. Okay, so which has some flaws actually, which make it vulnerable to man in the middle attacks. Nothing but like suppose your information goes in a plain text kind of things. Okay, so always as a best practice, as a best hardening, so you should always give your network device hardened to the SSH version 2. Okay. Then coming to the checkpoint number 7, VLAN must not be used for user VLANs. So always I've been seen in many organizations like most of the network devices are configured with from the VLAN 1. So always you have to keep in a mind like VLAN 1 should not be used. Okay, your configuration start either from VLAN 2. Okay, VLAN 1 is a default VLAN which is in use for the communicate with the other network device management. Okay, so that means VLAN 1 should not be used as it used for the some kind of network communications. So it should not be used. Okay, as a best practice, you should always disable. Okay, yeah. Coming to the next one. Yeah. So the network device must require authentication for console access. Okay. Suppose there is some console who is accessing, so you should always use a authentication. Okay. So that means like via console, if you are suppose if someone is accessing from the via console, so it should properly authenticate. Okay, properly authenticate. Suppose some Tayyab is a user, one of the user who is accessing some kind of network devices via console, so it should be authenticated. Okay. So how it should be authenticated? Like there should not be any kind of physical access should not be provided. Okay, Network device with no password for administrative access via the console provide the opportunity to make a configuration. That means that suppose if any user is access to that network device via your console, so it should be authenticated. Okay. So as I discussed, the authentication plays a very major role. So coming to the next, yeah. So the group accounts, there are users are there are administrator accounts are there. So always as a best practice, the group accounts configure must not be configured for use of network. That means there should not be group of users or group of administrator users. Your policy says ki one users or two users and one full admin privileges are there. So then that means like two or the users or one user as per your policy, you should configure, not like you have created some number of groups and given a privileges you should access all those things. So such kind of activities you should not give. Okay, if group accounts are there, it is better. It is best practices to disable those things. Okay, yeah. The network elements must be configured the maximum number of unsuccessful attempts to 3. Okay, so that means suppose you are given SSH, you are configured the SSH, you are given a access protocol, you are used SSH protocol version 2, okay, which is a secure protocol. Okay, so but the as per the SSH hardening, you are not hardened to reset that proper thing to the login attempts to 3 unsuccessful. That means there are some kind of brute force attacks are also possible on if your network device is connected to the internet. That means if it is a perimeter level device or if it is a security device which is at the perimeter level and which is very critical. So there are some kind of attacks which are possible on SSH, that to brute level passwords. So a attacker can go on try a number of times. For in order to avoid these things, you have to always give the unsuccessful SSH login attempts to set to 3. Okay, which is a best practice for the SSH kind of things. Okay, so an attacker cannot try a number of him. If he tries with 3 attempts, so it will be blocked. So such kind of hardening you have to implement for the network devices level. Okay. The network level, yeah. The network level, if it is configured to a DNS, it should resolve as a client resolver. Okay. As most of the people, what they will do, even though it is not a DNS resolver, they enable the services for 53 and all those things. Okay. So at the switch level or router level, if it is not needed, really if it is not needed, you should disable it. Okay. So authorized accounts must be assigned at the least privilege level to perform the duties. Yeah, this is one of the good thing. Suppose there is a device, network device. Okay, so there is one user who want to have that to something should be configured. So he has to give a privilege level. Okay, what exactly he has to give an account like something. If you want to see, he want to give that particular privilege. Okay, so configuration saving, and if you want to change any configuration, so that should be given to the only some authorized person who is admin account or admin network admin level only. Okay, so such kind of things you have to make level privilege level you have to disable it. Okay, the emergency administration account must be set to an appropriate authorization level to perform the necessary functions when the authentication server is not online. So that means suppose your radius authentication is not working, your TACAS is not working. So there should be some kind of emergency account which is set to be some authorization level. Okay, not like full privilege you are given, and you should be some kind of authentic till your authentication servers gets up. Okay, so these are some of the hardening steps you have to follow while you are doing any this network administrations. Okay. Yeah. So the network devices must display the banner which is needed for the this network devices. I think these are some of the steps are there. I think you can, if required, I'll share with this all these things. You can go through with these things. So I think in detail we have some different sessions on in the hardening, how practically hardening can be done with respect to Windows, with respect to the Linux, and how this basic commands will implement, and how what are the various levels of network devices and all those things one by one we'll see in